and welcome to our class of 2020 commencement exercises at Marshfield High School. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to Marshfield High School's 129th commencement. Just a couple of reminders before we begin our ceremony. We ask that everyone please remain in your seats. If you have to move around, please make sure you stay masked and social distance throughout the event. If you need the restrooms, they're located on the concession stand. You can move there when you need to. Thank you ahead of time for assisting us with this important celebration. At this time, could I have everyone in the stadium please stand? We ask that you pay tribute to the processional of the learning community of Marshfield High School. Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished and honored guests, led by Junior Class Marshal from the class of 2021, Curtis Weisgerber. I am proud to introduce to you the graduating class of 2020, led by Class President Joseph Adams, Jr. Marshfield High School class of 2020. We are excited to have you join with us in paying tribute and celebrating the outstanding efforts of the class of 2020. We will begin our celebration with the presentation of our nation's colors by the combined Town of Marshfield Police and Fire Department's Color Guards under the direction of Police Chief Tavares and Fire Chief Hawking. Please join Charlie Kolar, Chaplain of the class of 2020, in our Pledge of Allegiance. Charlie was a member of our MIAA tournament-bound hockey team. He was also an ACL Hockey All-Star as a junior, a member of our rugby team, and he participated in DECA at Marshfield High School. He will be attending UMass Boston in the fall, majoring in finance. Please remain standing after the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Charlie. Our national anthem this evening is being performed by Brianna Pastry and Jessica O'Brien. Brianna is a 4-year class officer, a member of our National Honor Society, and has represented the high school performing as a Marshal Air. Bree will be attending UMass Amherst in the fall, majoring in history and education. She is joined by Jessie O'Brien, who is also a Marshal Air, a member of our National Honor Society, and a 4-year member of our drama club. Jessie was nominated for the Best Featured Actress this spring by the Massachusetts Educators Theaters Guild. Jessie will be attending Bridgewater State University next fall, majoring in theater education. Please remain standing after the national anthem.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rent the air, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing as our color guard posts the colors.
Detail, left, face. Forward, mark. Forward, mark.
Please join me in recognizing our police, fire, and all of our first responders for the town of Marshfield, who make our town safe for everyone. At this time, Mr. Marshall, would you seat the class, and you may be seated. I would now like to introduce to you the president of the class of 2020, Joe Adams. Joe is an outstanding young man who has done an incredible job leading his class at Marshfield High School. A Ambassador, a National Honor Society member, captain of our MIA qualifying cross-country and track teams. Joe was recognized for his leadership, receiving the most prestigious Marshfield High School Class of '72 Spirit Award at Awards Night. Joe will be graduating with a biliteracy seal of in Spanish. He will be attending the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences at Villanova University in the fall. It is an honor and a privilege to introduce to you Joseph Adams, President of the Class of 2020.
Good evening, parents, teachers, friends, administration, and members of the class of 2020. Welcome to our graduation. There were doubts we would be here celebrating together. Although we had to wait a little longer than usual to be able to celebrate our accomplishments, we are here and thrilled for a memorable commencement. Before I begin, I would like to thank my family. I really wouldn't be standing here without their love and support for the past 18 years. They've shown me how to be a compassionate, caring human being and how to work hard and be kind to those I meet. And they've also inspired me to do great things every day. So thank you guys, I love you. And a huge shout out to two amazing members of the class, Sarah Kelly and Jesse Kalos. They won this shout out back in May for getting the most answers correct in the Masked Singer competition. You two rock. 4 years ago, we walked out of Furnace Brook Middle School and wondered, what the heck is about to happen? Going to high school seemed so intimidating. We heard rumors about a pool on the roof. We believed that seniors ruled the school. None of that was true. But now we're graduating, so it's back to being nervous about being freshmen all over again. Teachers and parents told us that these 4 years of high school would fly by, and for the most part, that's true. Strangely, the last 4 months have in some ways felt like the longest time in our lives, but they were a time for reflection and introspection. It doesn't feel like we walked into the first day of school lost in the hallways 4 years ago, but we did. It doesn't feel like Freshman Fun Night was 3 long years ago, or that our prom was over a year ago, but they were. It doesn't feel like we spent hours and hours inside and outside of the high school working our hardest every day. Well, maybe it kind of does. But in all seriousness, there were plenty of times when we were challenged with too many assignments, important class events, and extracurricular activities. But we ultimately pushed through and made it to graduation. Whether it was multiple essays due on the same day, a sports game way down in Nauset, a drama club rehearsal that lasted all night, or a part-time job we had to get to, we excelled at each of these things because that's who we are. Nothing, and I mean nothing, has stopped us so far. And I'm confident in saying that we're prepared for anything the world throws at us from here on out. But we would not be sitting here today without our community or incredible teachers who have been with us each step of the way. Our teachers have supported and encouraged us to be our best selves, and we are so grateful for that. But this town is one of a kind. Marshfield is simply the best. Remember when in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy said there's no place like home? She's right. I'm one of the few friends who, when asked where I want to live when I'm older, answers right here in Marshfield. My town has my heart. At the end of the day, we should all be thankful that we are where we are right now, with good schools, teachers who care, and a community that supports us like family. As a result, I am eternally grateful to have been able to lead such a great class. We are a unique, hardworking, well-rounded, and simply put, awesome group of people. Although we don't all share the same interests, we've come together as a class numerous times. Who could forget our prom last year, when at the end of the night, the final song, Don't Stop Believin', cut off. Suddenly, Lombardo's was quiet. You could have heard a pin drop. Then something happened that I will never forget, which perfectly characterizes this class. Instead of standing there, waiting for the song to resume, a few kids kept singing the song. And then a few more joined in, and a few more after that. Pretty soon, everyone was belting out Don't Stop Believin' together. This moment showed our unity. The class of 2020 is one united group, not many small groups. Another moment of unity was after that fateful Thursday night in March when we got the call that we had no school the next day and that senior night out was canceled. We were all crushed. Our big senior event was canceled less than 24 hours before it was scheduled to happen, and we had no idea that March 12th would be our last day inside MHS. It's disappointing to think about. We were just getting to the good part of senior year, when all of our teachers would begin to lighten the load and we could see the finish line. The frustration of not being able to finish senior year and experience the final days of school, senior week, and walking through the applause of our teachers is comparable to a marathon. The finish line had just entered our sight. We saw it there, clear as day. We had run the 26 miles for the past 12 years, and we only had the 0.2 miles to go. Just as we began our final sprint towards the finish line, we were pulled from the race without a choice. We cried, we fought, we knew it wasn't fair, and while the community and our parents did all they possibly could to make the end of senior year as normal as possible, it just wasn't the same. I'm just going to be frank with you, class of 2020. We were gypped. We were gypped. Maybe it's because the universe knew that we were just too good a class, too powerful a group. We so deserved the final months of senior year. It's hard to think about, it's hard to talk about, but it once again reminded us that we could make the best out of a bad situation and once again come together. When COVID-19 hit, after getting over the loss of the best 2 months of our school years this far, we united. We supported each other on social media. We Zoomed, FaceTimed, reached out to those in need, and most importantly, we didn't let this virus become more powerful than we are. We said, we're not letting this thing ruin it for us. We came out on top, and we are here now to celebrate our unbelievable, unforgettable class. At the end of this all, I ask everyone not to remember the class of 2020 as the class that got gypped out of its last 2 months. I want us to be remembered for our genuine kindness, our love, our respect, and above all, our unity. We must acknowledge that even without COVID-19 affecting us, we were one of the most well-rounded, smartest, impactful, and caring groups of people that have ever walked the halls of Marshfield High School. We will be remembered for our success, we will be remembered for our compassion, and we will be remembered for our unity. So now, it's time to say goodbye. This may be the last time we are all together at once. We will soon be moving on to bigger and better things. No matter where we go, we will always, always have the memories of these 4 years together. And I have never been more confident to say that each and every one of you is going to make a positive impact on this world like we have time and time again throughout our 13 years in the Marshfield Public Schools. Former President Barack Obama said, "We did not come here to fear the future. We came here to shape it." After all this is over, take risks. Seriously, go for it. After what we've been through, this class will be able to take those chances and live the life that we want to. Don't be afraid. We will learn from our mistakes. We will grow. We will evolve. And we are leaving Marshfield High School better than when we came. Now, before I head back to my seat, we have a little surprise for all the graduates here. When people think of our class, many tend to compare our year 2020 to 2020 vision. Although we may not have seen the sudden ending of our senior year coming, we were always thinking ahead and preparing for our futures. So I ask you all to continue looking towards your futures with something that we could all use, something that symbolizes this class, a new pair of 2020 sunglasses, wear these sunglasses as a reminder that you are part of the class of 2020. Don't forget what that means, and don't forget where you came from. This isn't the end, it's only a new beginning. We are strong, we are 2020, and we are one. Thank you, class of 2020, and congratulations, we made it.
One more time, Class President Joseph Adams. Please join me in recognizing our educational leaders for the town of Marshfield. Our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Jeffrey Granatino. Our Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ellen Martin. Our Assistant Superintendent of Schools for Finance, Mr. Thomas Miller. Our Assistant Superintendent for Pupil Personnel Services, Mrs. Amy Scalaro. Our elected school committee, Ms. Bridget Boyd, also a parent of the class of 2020. Ms. Lara Brait, also a parent of the class of 2020. Sean Costello, school committee. Richard Greer, school committee. And finally, this fine group of leadership to the right of me, Ms. Kristen Brandt, Assistant Principal, Marshfield High School. Mr. Dominic Senorino, Assistant Principal, Marshfield High School. Mr. William Battis, Athletic Director, Marshfield High School. And Ms. Caroline Ford, our Director of Guidance. There's some special teachers who will be introduced to you later. There's one final group of invited guests that we always look forward to annually recognizing at our graduation ceremony. Would all Marshfield High School alumni please stand? We are a community of tradition, of educational excellence, and you represent that today. Well done, alumni. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Kelsey Sweeney. Kelsey is a member of the National Honor Society and president of our MHS Drama Club. Kelsey was recognized by the Massachusetts Educational Theater Guild this spring with an acting award for her role as Ellen Terry. She is also the favorite neighbor of the principal. Kelsey will be attending Bridgewater State University in the fall, majoring in social work. Her poem's entitled, Memories Forgotten. Kelsey Sweeney.
Memories forgotten. As uncertainty wreaks havoc on our world, senior year becomes one that is no more. Canceled becomes new plans, 6 feet apart becomes a new hug, history is being made. Have we forgotten the history we've lived through? First words, first steps. First day of school, first friend. Learning the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. All of a sudden, we're stuck in the middle. Scared to open lockers, scared of the stairs. Scared of new people, scared of the glares. The awkward tweens turn into confident teens as high school marks the end of an era. Last season, last meeting. Last dance, last show. They may have came early and sneaked past us without knowing. The tears and smiles make it worthwhile for the memories I've already made. Even though our senior year didn't go as planned, we'd like to thank our teachers, our friends, and our support systems at home who made sure we didn't feel alone. The class of 2020 will continue to move along, even if it's to the beat of our own song. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey. The class of 2020 treasurer, Danny Waite, will now present the gift from the class of 2020. Dan is a member of our MIA tournament qualifying basketball and track teams, a ambassador. He is also vice president of our youth and government program and a member of the National Honor Society. Dan will be attending UMass Amherst in the fall, majoring in electrical engineering. Please welcome class treasurer, Daniel Waite.
Good evening, teachers, classmates, families, and administration. The class of 2020 that sits before us is the embodiment of resilience and a strong work ethic both in and out of the classroom. They've endured through these unprecedented times brought on by COVID-19 and are a class to be remembered. Over these 4 years at MHS, I've had the privilege of learning under some of the most passionate and knowledgeable teachers the world has to offer. Some of them have become role models and mentors for me, helping to inspire and lead the next generation both in and out of the classroom. I still remember the late nights of studying, early morning classes, after-school practices, and countless fundraisers and competitive sports games. I know that many of my fellow graduates have had similar character-shaping experiences, whether it be volunteering for community service, or staying after school for extra help in a class, or being a role model for younger students. This is the full embodiment of what it means to be a student at MHS. I am proud to have been your class treasurer these past 4 years. Our final year at MHS was cut short, but I know that the memories we made will last a lifetime and are what we will look back on. A tradition for outgoing seniors to leave their mark on Marshfield High School is to bestow a senior class gift. As graduating seniors, we leave this gift to make a positive contribution to the school as a whole and to pave the way for those who come after us to also do something good for their school community. It's a way to leave a lasting reminder of the unity of our class and our gratitude for the support and guidance of our school family. So, we have pooled our resources to purchase a hydration station that will be installed on the second floor near the gym lobby. More than 60 million plastic water bottles end up in landfills and incinerators every day, a total of about 22 billion just last year. The hydration station allows for easy use of refillable water bottles and helps to curb the negative environmental impact of single-use plastic water bottles. The existing hydration stations are appreciated by all students at MHS. And this one for the second floor will be a beneficial addition to the school. Thank you all for joining us this evening to celebrate the success and achievements of the Marshfield High School class of 2020. This is a defining moment in the start of a new chapter in my life. I wish my fellow graduates the best in their future endeavors, and I know you will all find success in whatever avenue you choose to travel going forward. I ask you all to keep on persevering through these challenging times. It is your resilience and determination through these difficult times that builds your character and defines your legacy. I know that the new hydration station installed on the second floor will be our positive contribution to the Marshfield High School environment for many years to come. Everyone has endured some form of pain or suffering from the pandemic we are living in now, but the important thing to remember is that pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year, but eventually it will subside, and something else will take its place. But what takes its place is determined by you. You can either run from it or learn from it and become a better and more thoughtful and more resilient person. I see nothing but potential in each and every one of my fellow graduates. I have seen it with my own eyes, both in and out of the classroom. I plead with my fellow graduates to never give up on their dreams. Life is too short to not follow what is in your heart. You had those dreams and aspirations for a reason. Now it is your time to fulfill them. But you must first believe in yourself before others will believe in you. Surround yourself with people who will lift you up, not bring you down. Be there for others. Check in on friends. Notice changes with people. Never be afraid to talk to someone, and never be hesitant to give a helping hand to someone who is struggling. Now more than ever, we need this. It is important to move on from the past, but you must always remember the lessons you have learned along the way. Please never forget where you came from or the memories you have made. This is what will give you strength throughout your life. I'm still trying to grasp the fact that we are graduating. It still feels like yesterday that I took my first steps into that building. But one thing I've come to learn is that life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you might just miss it. I promise you that brighter days are on the horizon, and things are bound to look up if we keep doing our part. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Each class at Marshfield High School has chosen faculty member or faculty members who help and guide and direct a class from freshman year to graduation. Brianna Hastry is a member of the American Field Service Organization, one of the anchors of our Before the Bells telecom program, and was recognized nationally for her leadership with the National Association of Secondary School Principals Leadership Award. She'll be recognizing Miss Gage and Mrs. Plameri, our senior class advisors. We will be attending UMass Amherst in the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Brianna.
Welcome, administration, parents, teachers, and especially the class of 2020. It's so nice to finally see you again. Despite the odds stacked against us, there have been two people who have never stopped pulling for us or keeping our spirits up through these difficult times of remote communication and learning. Over the past 4 years, I've had the honor and privilege of spending a whole lot of time with two amazing women. Our class advisors, Miss Gage and Miss Plumeri, are the most dedicated people I know, worthy of recognition for managing to keep us all sane when we felt like we were losing it, especially me, and they should be treated like royalty. For Miss Gage, arranging 300+ carnations at her own house in the middle of a blizzard during freshman year, to Miss Plumeri's extensive organizational skills in our shared Google Drive, I have never met more committed and enthusiastic people, especially about the class of 2020. Thank you is simply not enough for these two women. If anyone saw even half the work they've put in over the past 4 years for all of us, most of it behind the scenes, they would probably wonder, do these people ever sleep? Alongside the overwhelming task of organizing and making 324 students' lives enjoyable, Miss Gage and Miss Plumeri would always handle the stress with constant positivity, grace, and smiles on their faces. Right from the get-go, they have pushed the class officers to be as successful as we could be, dreaming up creative fundraisers like Valentine's Day candygrams and organizing events like the prom that would create lasting memories for the class. I don't think anyone will forget watching their favorite teachers dancing on stage or racing their friends on the obstacle course at Freshman Fun Night. This dynamic duo has brought us so much joy and so many good memories, and they have truly taught me to be a better leader over the past 4 years, enriching all of our lives in the simplest of ways. Even when times are stressful, they still manage to laugh, or sometimes just roll their eyes and smiles at the officers' stupid jokes. They aren't afraid to put themselves out there, proven by Miss Gage's Dancing with the Staff Championship and Miss Plumeri's beautiful performance on The Masked Singer. They turn inevitable student complaints or overdue ticket money into a positive light and simply look to see how we can improve the next time. They always make the effort to say hello to as many students as they can in the halls and treat every one of us with kindness. I will always be thankful for our Friendsgiving meals at the end of Pride Week, or sitting with them at the table outside the cafeteria selling tickets, or dancing with them at the prom, or chatting with them at our frequent meetings in room 252. Miss Gage and Miss Plumeri's dedication has shined the brightest over the past few months as we face the challenges of staying united despite being apart. They work diligently to bring smiles to students' faces during such a rough end to senior year, with absolutely iconic TikToks, the Teacher Hello video, and their energetic, engaging, and memorable at-home senior week. I've been so inspired by their hard work and positivity through both easy and challenging times. They never let us stay down for long and have shown us that not all good memories have to be made in person. I'm so grateful to have worked alongside them and to have learned so much from each of them through these years about leadership, enthusiasm, and respect. They truly lead by example, and we've all become better people just by watching their tireless dedication to us each and every day. So, thank you, Miss Gage and Miss Plumeri. The class of 2020 could not have survived without you. This graduation is as much to honor you as it is to honor the achievements of this senior class. You truly are queens.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Gage and Mrs. Plumeri, please stand up. Our next presenter, Stephen Merrick, is captain of our mock trial team, a member of the National Honor Society, and was elected the 2020 Youth Governor for the state of Massachusetts Youth and Government Program. He will be attending Suffolk University in the fall, majoring in pre-law. He will be recognizing Mrs. Salomon and Ms. Steele. Welcome, Stephen.
Hello everyone. As this year's class historian, it is my pleasure to announce this year's yearbook dedicatees. The seniors this year have chosen 2 teachers to recognize for their extreme dedication to their work, their dedication to this school, and above all else, their dedication to student success. These past few months have been hard and trying times for students as well as teachers, with challenges and obstacles arising from the uncertainty of what the world looks like and how it changes each and every day, to the new experiences of remote learning. Throughout these hard times and great pressures, students could still rely on their teachers for support, just as they always had. But there are teachers who also went above and beyond what was expected of them during this time to ensure that their students were engaged successfully and meaningfully. Two of these teachers are our dedicatees: Spanish teacher, Mrs. Salamoni, and history and psychology teacher, Ms. Steele. These women exemplify the greatest qualities an effective teacher exhibits, especially in this time of great turmoil and great uncertainty. Both of these teachers not only created an environment where their students could thrive in the classroom, but also helped them to continue their success during the challenges of remote learning as well. My sophomore year, I took Spanish, and I am thankful to have had Mrs. Salamoni as a teacher. Admittedly, there are few challenges greater that a teacher will have to face than trying to teach me how to conjugate verbs in a foreign language. Yet this is a challenge Mrs. Salamoni was willing to face each and every day with me and many students like me. Throughout every single class, her patience and good humor always kept us interested and engaged. In addition to teaching numerous levels of Spanish at MHS, she also led students across the country and across the world as the advisor to our AFS club, helping students experience new cultures and new horizons. Through her travels with students, she formed important bonds with them and allowed them to see the world through new perspectives, perspectives that admittedly can be hard to find in our little town. Although perspectives from around the world can be hard to come by without traveling the world, there is one teacher who was able to do that from the classroom here at Marshfield High, Miss Steele. Like Miss Salamoni, she teaches her students about the cultures around the world. Although she does so in English as one of our world cultures teachers, she additionally teaches students about the human mind as a psychology teacher. Like Miss Salamoni, Miss Steele is a teacher who has always shown the utmost care for her students, both in the classroom and remotely. Miss Steele often participates in class fundraising events. This year, she killed it when she performed I Will Survive with 4 of her students at the 2020 Dancing with the Staff competition. She showed not only some fantastic dance moves, but also showed her commitment and dedication to her students, and her willingness to participate in activities which benefited our class. So let's congratulate our 2 yearbook dedicatees, Miss Salamoni and Miss Steele. 2 women. Two women who have exemplified the best qualities a teacher can have, and who have inspired students to seek new opportunities and interests in life, who have always brought the utmost passion and pride to their work. Today, the senior class wants to say thank you to these 2 amazing teachers for enriching our lives both in and out of the classroom. Thank you.
One more time, Stephen Merrick. And thank you to our 2 teachers, our yearbook dedicatees. It's your inspiration that inspires our kids each and every day. Ms. Steele, they did ask if we could have a little, maybe a revisit to that after that performance after graduation today. That can't happen? Okay, so you don't. There you go. No costume, no performance. Our class music selection, Never Leave Our Hearts, is an original song written and performed by Sarah Gauger. Sarah has wowed us in her performance as a member of our Marshaliers. A member of the National Honor Society and vice president of our Key Club, Sarah was selected to attend Girls State last spring, where she served in the role of governor for the state of Alabama. Roll Tide. Sarah will be attending New York University's School of Global Liberal Studies in the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sarah Gauger.
Found out who we are, all of you. summer days that we'll never lose. Here we stand hand in hand with a crossroads ahead. I know it's almost over, but don't you forget that the hardest parts have brought us closer, and the challenges ahead we'll get over, 'cause we're grown up now in a cap and gown. We made it this far, we should be proud. Walk down those halls a million times. Ain't it crazy how the time can fly? Built each other up through the laughter and tears. We even conquered our biggest fears. Here's to the memories, they made us who we are. This might be goodbye, but these 4 years will never leave our hearts. Oh, na, na. Rams are built strong, and so are we. Don't care what anybody says, we're family. There have been ups and downs, no one said it'd be easy, but we made it here together, yeah, you better believe it. 'Cause the hardest parts have brought us closer, and the challenges ahead we can't get over, 'cause we're grown up and now in my cap and gown. We made it so far, we should be proud. Walk down those halls a million times. Ain't it crazy how the time can fly? We built each other up through laughter and tears. We even conquered our biggest fears. Here's to the memories, they made us who we are. This might be goodbye, but these 4 years never leave our hearts. Here's to the memories as we make our final one. This might be goodbye, but class of 2020, the journey's just begun.
Thank you, Sarah. At Marshfield High School, it is a privilege to watch our honor essayists work with Mrs. McClellan in preparation for their speeches that they prepare and about to share. Each individual brings to light a different voice regarding the past, present, and future, which truly reflects the excellence of our community. It is now a great honor to present to you the Valedictorian of Marshfield High School. Andrew is a member of our National Honor Society, treasurer of the History and Global Studies Club, governor, we have more governors, of the New England and Bermuda District of Key Club, a member of our state qualifying cross-country and track and field team. As a DECA member, Andrew placed first for 3 consecutive years in the finance team decision-making contest at districts. And he was a National Spanish Exam gold medalist. He embodies the mission of Marshfield High School, one dedicated to excellence in all he pursues. Andrew will be attending Columbia University next fall, majoring in political science and economics. His essay is entitled On Time. I'm glad to see you could make it today, Andrew. He is a tribute to his family and our town. Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Andrew Curtahay.
Good evening, Marshfield faculty, administration, families, and especially my fellow graduates of the class of 2020. It's incredible that we can all be here together in person for the first time in more than 4 months. We are so fortunate to have the opportunity to celebrate graduation and to mark this milestone live and in person. First off, I'd like to thank all of my classmates and teachers who throughout these past 13 years have been some of the most kind, supportive, and talented individuals that I've ever met. I'm grateful to have shared this remarkable time together and to have created so many meaningful friendships along the way, and this is only our beginning. Next, I'd like to thank the administrators, community members, and of course, our iconic class advisors, Ms. Gage and Mrs. Plumeri, for making this day possible. While these past few months may not have gone the way we'd always imagined, the Marshfield community pulled together to energetically and creatively give the class of 2020 a unique and heartfelt send-off. Between lighting our homes green and white, holding virtual competitions and awards night, and ultimately parading through Marshfield for our socially distant senior clap-out, we Rams showed that we are resilient and resourceful in our celebrations. But above all, I'd like to thank my parents, my two best friends, for making me the man I am today. Thank you, Mom, for always proofreading essays at 11:59 p.m., seconds before every deadline. And thank you, Dad, for prying me out of bed the next morning, never an easy feat. As I'm sure all of my first block teachers and classmates are fully aware, I'm not really a morning person. And by not really a morning person, I mean I've accumulated 252 tardies over the past 13 years in the Marshfield Public School District. Please let me keep my diploma. Most of my mornings at MHS began with an Olympic sprint from the parking lot with an overstuffed backpack, navigating the crosswalks, optimistically stretching my arm to open the front door, only to be pulled aside by Mr. Howardson as the bell rang to announce my defeat. As a freshman, marching into class with a little white slip with the timestamp 7:16 was a walk of shame. But by senior year, I was completely okay with it. After all, what can I miss in 2 or 3 minutes, or 4 or 5, or 15? But then March 12th, 2020 became a day like no other, a day that would go down in history as the last time I'd ever walk into class with a tardy pass. That morning, I had no idea we would have the next day off so cleaning staff could disinfect the school, or that senior night out would be canceled. I had no idea that our spontaneous 3-day weekend would turn into a 2-week coronacation, which then turned into months without seeing friends and teachers, and ultimately a senior year that was canceled in its entirety. Before we knew it, our whole world was transforming before our eyes. While life as we knew it screeched to a halt, we traded homeroom for our own rooms, before the bells for coronavirus briefings, and lively classroom banter for Canvas chats. Despite our collective solitude, COVID cases continued to rise, alongside the probability that we would never, ever return to MHS. On April 21st, when Governor Charlie Baker announced that our shared worry was now our shared reality, I felt my childhood cut short. With the final scene of our own coming-of-age film looking a lot less like High School Musical and a lot more like Contagion, I would have given everything and anything to be able to press rewind and play it from the beginning. Oh, what I would have done to relive all those minutes I'd missed running late to school every day. 1 more minute laughing with friends in the hallway. 1 more minute talking about how sleep-deprived and underprepared we were seconds before an exam. 1 more minute frantically tapping a Chromebook screen in hopes of climbing the Kahoot leaderboard. Just 1 more minute to appreciate our togetherness before setting off in different directions for new adventures. In contrast with the rapid pace of projects, practices, and performances that is MHS, time in quarantine seemed not to pass at all. But at the same time, the world outside the Marshfield bubble changed at a rapid pace. As the coronavirus transformed from an invisible threat to a tangible monster reaching us and our loved ones, we were reminded that our minutes are limited, that every minute must be fully appreciated because the next one is never guaranteed. And now we enter the adult world at a time when we are already aware of how cruel, unfair, and unpredictable life may be, for ourselves and even more so for others without the benefit we know in Marshfield. We know minutes can be precious, but they can also be terrifying. This summer, the whole world witnessed the impact of 8 minutes and 46 seconds. 8 minutes and 46 seconds was all it took for Derek Chauvin to extinguish the life of George Floyd. "I can't breathe," repeated Floyd, begging for mercy, hoping those minutes would not be his last. But the truth is that not everyone is promised as many minutes as they deserve. Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Philando Castile, Ahmaud Arbery, Emmett Till, and countless other African Americans have had their minutes cut short simply because of the color of their skin. Growing up in Marshfield, most of us will never personally experience the struggles of being Black in America, but we can have the power to understand our own privilege and leverage our own minutes to create a more just and equal world for all. We keep hearing that we're living in an unprecedented time and that so much lies outside of our control. That may be true, but the most powerful thing in our own control is how we choose to use the time given to us, however long that may be. Now is the time for each of us to make positive changes inside and outside of our Marshfield bubble. I urge you all, just as I urge myself, to spend your precious minutes educating yourself on and combating the injustice plaguing our country and the broader world. Make the time to volunteer and be active with the causes that are important to our future. We 350 seniors will have the opportunity to vote in our very first presidential election this November, so please make time to vote. I promise you each minute invested by each one of us in the important work of progress will compound to make a profound difference in a more equal and sustainable world for us to share. In the words of Martin Luther King, the time is always right to do what is right. There is nothing more valuable than the currency of time. At the end of the day, the only power we have over time is the way in which we spend it, and we get to decide that again every single day. So, as you cross over into adulthood, how will you use your time? Think about 8 minutes and 46 seconds. 8 minutes and 46 seconds can be enough to take a life, enough to save a life, or enough to change a life. Whatever you do not let your minutes go to waste. It may not be 7:15 on a Monday morning, but the bell sure is ringing. It may not be English or physics class, but in the end, the class of life is the one that really matters. So don't be late. Trust me, I've made that mistake 252 too many times. Congratulations to my fellow Rams. Let's go take on the world together, because if not now, when? Thank you.
Our second essay, Sum Kikwe, is from our salutatorian Riley Moykins, a young lady who excels in the classroom. She is a member of our National Honor Society, DECA, Key Club, and our Society for Mathematicians, who was captain for our swim team and is a regular state qualifier. She will be attending the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the fall, majoring in nuclear science and engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Riley Moykins.
Good evening, and welcome families, teachers, administrators, and classmates. In the past 4 months, because of COVID-19, we had serious doubts we would be able to celebrate this milestone together. But here we are, and what a great moment this is. So congratulations, Marshfield High School, class of 2020. As we begin to prepare for life beyond high school, you will soon be confronting many momentous decisions, to which I say, to each his own. Like many of you, I often wonder how you might shoulder the responsibility that comes with freedom of choice following high school. To those who know me well, you know I am hopelessly disorganized. For most of my high school experience, I didn't even use binders or folders, leaving most of my notes and homework assignments in the quasi-recycling bin I called a backpack. My parents, who are both ridiculously organized and keep a spotlessly clean house, were always horrified by this. And I'm sure my teachers were frustrated by my inability to quickly find my papers. Perhaps my messy backpack reflected an even more disorganized mind. My life has long been characterized by brief periods of obsession with a variety of random topics. At one point in middle school, this obsession was with painting nails, then with quantum physics, then with drawing and painting, then with astronomy. More recently, during quarantine, it became learning Latin. With such habits and a short-lasting attention span, I once doubted that I would ever be able to lead a fulfilling life with confidence in the choices I made. Fortunately, thanks to the many inspiring people I've met during my time at MHS, I now know I can. If I said that my high school experience wasn't tainted by feelings of regret, I would be lying. I had long felt cornered by a relentless desire for perfection. Maybe my expectations drove me to find success in high school, but they were also the source of many of my regrets. I now reflect on how I used to think that the only way I could bring meaning to my life was to live up to the hefty standards I had set for myself. Getting an A on a test was not an achievement, it was an expectation. Reaching a best time at a swim meet was not something to be proud of, it was the only acceptable result. But this self-induced pressure caused me to forget about the seemingly simple, yet enjoyable parts of life that truly make it fulfilling. I have realized that the expectations we set for ourselves, the expectations that those close to us set for us, and the unspoken expectations that society demands of us can be curses disguised as blessings. Fortunately, I can look back on my high school experience as something much more meaningful than those daunting expectations. However, shedding the burden of my expectations and relying on confidence in my own choices was something that occurred gradually throughout my time at MHS, thanks to the compassion, understanding, and patience of my teachers and peers. We are fortunate to be graduates of Marshfield High School, a place that fosters our individual choices and recognizes students as more than a set of numbers. None of my teachers ever expected the stringent perfectionism I expected of myself. Instead, they fostered individuality and passion that makes me who I am today. Miss Leach, my physics teacher, instilled a sense of community in our class, as we all began to learn that coming to a correct solution usually took more than an individual effort. It took a collective one. Mrs. Salamoni, my Spanish teacher, encouraged us to talk about our lives and experiences, dissolving the formal classroom setting I was once accustomed to. Mrs. Norton, my chemistry teacher, inspired in me a love for chemistry and science, as her classroom became where I first realized that school is a place to develop my interests, not restrict them. Mrs. Kenny, my computer science teacher, encouraged me to prioritize my well-being over grades, as she sometimes let us play Minecraft for a while after finishing our assignments. This was not wasting time, this was preserving our sanity. Similarly, the class of 2020, above all, is a group of students who defy expectations. I am proud to be a classmate of those who are not afraid to make their own choices and exemplify individuality. We are a class that, when given the opportunity, will make choices that ignore social expectations and pressures. We must always embrace the freedom to confidently make good choices we know we won't regret. However, in my personal life, no one exemplifies freedom of choice more than my brother David. Abruptly, this past November, we received the news that David has high-grade glioblastoma, a form of malignant brain cancer. No one could ever be prepared for a cancer diagnosis, and following this, it seemed as though David's daily life would be brought to a halt. However, not once have I seen David as pitiable. Instead, he is the most resilient person I know. When it seemed that his life would be determined by the tumor in his head, he persevered in continuing the everyday aspects of his life that he found meaningful. Even after undergoing radiation treatment and chemo, David continued to attend his honors classes, swim at practices and big meets like states, and spend time with friends and family that are important to him. David has made me realize more than ever that the choice to live a fulfilling life without being burdened by expectations rests in each of our hands. So the Latin idiom, sum cuique, from which the phrase to each his own originated, are words we should all abide by. While to each his own is often used in a somewhat judgmental manner, it once took on a more positive connotation. We have the freedom of choice, the right to have our own preferences, and liberation from others' expectations and judgment. The pressure we exert on ourselves and that others exert on us makes it seem as though our path in life must be set in stone. However, our lifestyles and beliefs are not a prescribed set of guidelines which we all need to abide by. As humans, we are allowed our individuality. However, this individuality would not be possible without the support of our community. By seeing how others live their lives or how they treat us, many, like myself, have come to realize that the aspects of our lives that were seemingly inflexible can be changed just by the strength of our own will. For some, this may mean defending LGBTQ rights, advocating for gender equality, and speaking out for movements like Black Lives Matter. For others, this may mean choosing a job you love instead of a job with a higher salary your parents hoped you'd find. So as many of us prepare to leave home and set out on our own, remember that the choices for the life you live are in your hands. And when you make the choices you won't regret, the only thing people will say to that is sum cuique.
Thank you, Riley. Our final essayist, Cade Chabra, is a National Merit Scholar, a member of our lacrosse team, and Patriot Ledger All-Scholastic from our MIAA tournament qualifying football team. Cade is a 4-year member of our DECA program, earning a berth at the DECA International Conference. He will be a Tar Heel from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill in the fall. Cade's essay is entitled, The Constancy of Change. Cade Chabra.
Good evening, and thank you all for joining the class of 2020 for a long-awaited commencement ceremony. I know most of us feel like this day is long overdue, but as I think back on our 4 years together, I realize that this day came faster than I could have ever imagined. For each of us, so much has changed so quickly in these past years. Some of these changes have been by choice, and others not so much. Personally, I know that freshman me was afraid to speak in front of my English class. Now, I'm here speaking to the entire 2020 graduating class, as well as teachers, parents, and administrators. Like you, I am grateful to my teachers, my teammates, my classmates, my coaches, my friends, and my family members who've helped me change for the better and become who I am today. To my classmates, it was not always easy, but we made it. And now, the end of high school is one of the biggest changes in all our lives. Together, we have grown taller, we have grown smarter, and we have grown more independent. But the future still has a lot more changes in store for us. It's okay to be nervous, but we should not be afraid. As we look back on our years together, we should appreciate the changes that have helped us turn into the young adults we are today. Through our years as classmates, we have each gained the skills, the knowledge, and the confidence that will allow us to thrive as we go our separate ways. And as we look forward, we will embrace the many new and exciting changes the future will bring. For the first 18 years of our lives, we have experienced constant change, and that surely will not go away after today. In fact, the continuous existence of change may be the only thing that stays the same throughout our whole lives. In that case, we are better off embracing change rather than rejecting it, because that way we can make sure we are always changing for the better. Again, thank you and congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Paige. Well done. Today, as you look at our graduates receive their diplomas, you will notice that numerous students have different medals, cords, stoles, or tassels on their cap and gown. These signify academic accomplishments that individual students have been recognized for. I would ask our valedictorian, salutatorian, and honor medalists to please stand. The valedictorian, salutatorian, and honors medal represent academic achievement, and they are worn by our valedictorian, Andrew Curdahay, our salutatorian, Riley Moykins, and our honor medalist, Kay Chabra. Would our students wearing a red, white, and blue cord please stand? This cord indicates that these individuals have signed up to serve our country next year in the armed forces. Would our students wearing a red cord please stand? This cord indicates that these students have earned the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Biliteracy Seal on their diploma, representing that after assessment, these students have reached proficiency in 2 spoken languages. The yellow stole represents class leadership. At this time, I would ask our class officers to stand and be recognized for their incredible leadership this year. I would ask Ethan Walker and our student council officers to stand. Ethan wears the MASC Medal of Leadership given to a student council president across the Commonwealth, and our officers wear the green stole of leadership. I would also ask that Dana Keneally please stand. She wears the MASC Medal of Leadership as president of the Massachusetts Association of Student Councils, our student council leadership. Would all students wearing a light blue sash of leadership please rise? These students are the leadership team for our National Honor Society. And will all students with a gold tassel please rise? These students are members of the National Honor Society, being recognized for their scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Will all students who have received a green or white cord please rise? These students were recognized by the Furnace Brook Middle School for academic excellence. Would all students who have received a gold cord please rise? The community of Marshfield recognized these students at our senior awards ceremony for excellence. These cords represent achievements in academics, the performing arts, athletics, and community service. Would all students wearing a white or blue stole please rise? The white and blue stole represents students who are recognized for their accomplishments at the state level of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts DECA program. Would all students wearing the blue stole please rise? The blue stole recognizes Key Club leadership and has recognized recipients for outstanding community service and citizenship. We have a tradition at Marshfield High School of recognizing students for having perfect attendance at MHS. Would the following people please stand when you are called and remain standing until all are called? For 2 years, perfect attendance: Ashley Ames, Joshua Connor, Emma Gagni, Brianna Melachionda, Caroline Kozerski, Madeline Robinson, Ryan Sullivan, Jeffrey Thomas, and Cecilia Wustany. For 3 years, perfect attendance: Cameron Bowden, Stephen Kahn, Dana Keneally, Caitlin Phelps, Anna Robinson, Sean Suzio, Sean Tobin, Daniel Waite. For 4 years, perfect attendance: didn't miss a day at MHS, Miss Brianna Hastry. And for 5 years, perfect attendance, hasn't missed a day since 8th grade in middle school, Daria Braithwaite. It is now a pleasure to bring back to you the president of the class of 2020, Joe Adams, who will be transferring the gavel of leadership to the class of 2021 president, Aidan McEtrick.
Aidan McEtrick, as the president of the class of 2021, it is an honor to bestow upon you the gavel of leadership for Marshfield High School. This gavel represents integrity, character, and the qualities necessary to lead our great school. With position comes responsibility. Congratulations.
Joe, thank you for the gavel of leadership. I look forward to next year and leading our great school during our senior year. Congratulations to the class of 2020 and good luck in all that you do.
We will now proceed with the awarding of our diplomas. Would our class marshal please ready the lines, and would school administration take your places? Today, we recognize the excellence of the class of 2020 who have met all the requirements for graduation. Reading our graduates' names today will be Ms. Carolee Ford, our guidance department chair.
Joseph Michael Adams, Jr. Andrew Mitchell Curtihy. Brianna Helen Hastry. Daniel Thomas Waite. Stephen Merrick, Jr. Charles Arthur Kolar. Sage Moykins. Cade Cardiella Chabra. Jessica Summer O'Brien. Kelsey Danielle Sweeney. Sarah Zaya Gagger. Liam Patrick Barrett. Karen Ashley Baressa. Thomas John Boyd Jr. TJ's diploma is being presented to him by his mother and school committee member Bridget Boyd. Shane Paul Brait. Shane's diploma is being presented to him by his stepmother and school committee member Lara Brait. Kayla Susan Leary. Catherine Elizabeth McDonald. Caroline Marie Pazurski. Samuel William Reisman. John Joseph Almeida. Elizabeth Mackenzie Abel. Nicholas Dowd Ayer. Liliana Sage Agan. Alec Jonte Barros. Cameron Elizabeth Albert. Nicholas Antunes Batista. Sky Taylor Allen. Kay Donnell Ramshian. Gianna Rose Almeida. Kyle Anthony Bonabio. Ashley Marie Ames. Jaden Alex Bernardo. Teresa Elizabeth Anderson. Jake Christopher Flynn. Lana May Bakula. Emily Elizabeth Balboni. Cameron Gregory Bowden. Bridget Bay Belconi. Alexander Nicholas Bradley. Ryan Scott Bradley. Elena Carolyn Belson. Sean Patrick Brazel. Nicole Francis Bergeron. Benjamin Michael Birch. Emily Claire Boyce. Thomas Michael Burgoyne, Jr. Daria Ann Braithwaite. Austin Harris Burnham. Jenny Joy Brown. Max Joseph Urim. Madeline Rose Burns. Nicholas Francis Carr. Kathleen Carey Byrne. Morris Mark Caruso. Jessica Rose Caldwell. John Paul Cavallo. Gervais Christine Kalos. Jack Ryan Chapman. Lauren Elizabeth Kamire. Dominic Carmen Ciano. Maisie Margaret Carroll. Keon Jamal Coleman. Jessica Rose Caruso. Stephen Robert Kahn. Allison Beth Kassler. Joshua David Connor. Rose Margaret Cuttadella. Henry James Cooley. Catherine Elizabeth Chernoff. Tobias James Crawford. Olivia Catherine Clapp. Cole Patrick Cronin. Molly Ilona Cleveland. John Basil Cronin. Sophia Rose Cogshell. Nicholas Lawrence Damon. Taylor Lynn Conley. Elio Nev de Andrade. Emma Grace Connolly. Colby Scott Cam DeGrasse. Isabella Marie Koppenrath. Noah Andrew DeGrenier. Ruby Ann Corkum. Granger Hawk Dickinson. Jessica Ann Crest. Jack Joseph DiPasquale. Jessica Christina May Crockett Murphy. Timothy James Doyle. Madison Olivia Crowther. Christopher Michael Duda. Alicia Marie Cummings. Christian Peter Dunn. Alexa Elaine Dalquist. Tyler William Dunn. Sasha Lee Damon. Brendan Stephen Faria. Julia Annabelle Dauber. Griffin Ronald Fitzgerald. Emily Ann Deeney.
Yeah, baby!
Michael Stephen Fooey. Kayla Fern Jacqueline Denholm. Marcus James Forrester. Megan Cahill Desmond. Michael Patrick Fulham. Taryn Jillian Deneen. Richard Victor Gale. Troy David Galler. Erica Ashley Doyle. Michael Daniel George Jr. Maggie Rose Evans. Stephen Mark Gerard. Avery August Ewell. Alexander John Gracia. Alyssa Marie Fleming. William Stephen Graves. Ariana Victoria Floor. Colin Patrick Hadigan. Cordelia Mary Foster. Brendan Luke Hamill O'Neill. Stephen Matthew Harnan. Emma Rose Gagne. Trevor Allen Hart. Emma Rose Gallant. Aiden Philip Hartz. Emerson Kara Garno.
Nice cord!
Dylan Matthew Hazard. Jillian Mangdon Gerard. Matthew Francis Hines. Emily Ruth Gilmartin. James Evan Hirschfield. Callie Ann Gilmore. Robert Todd Jankowski. Hannah Rose Golden. Jacob Ross Jackson. Jazelyn Rose Grindle. Jonathan Robert Jordan. Abigail Jean Haggerty. James Adam Joseph. Leah Gabrielle Guimond. Andrew Daniel Kelly. Emily Megan Hay. Patrick Owen King. Madeline Kelly Hobson. John Kenneth Langrel. Lacey Helen Holland. Nolan Patrick Looney. Madison Joe Huntington. Anthony Michael Longo. Ashley Samantha Hurley. Patrick Stephen Lillis. Avery Fitzpatrick Johnson. Peter Leonard LaValle Jr. Isabella Marguerite Kaysen. Kyle Peyton Levangie. Claire Catherine Kane. Mary Grace Kelly. Brendan Casey Laverty. Willow Rose Kempton. Benjamin LeBrun. Dana Eileen Keneally. Leland Jason Lee. Peyton Louise Kennedy. Jacob Thomas Leffler. Catherine J. Kenny. Jake DeHaven Lesperance. Olivia Rose Kenny. Sean Padraig Laughlin. Elizabeth Jean Keys. Gino Salvatore Luciani. Megan Molly Kinsella. Hudson Michael Luciano. Audrey Joan Keenan. Andrew Miles McDonald. Sarah Abigail Kelly.
Let's go, Sarah!
Jacob Martin Mahan Jr. Juliana Barbara Lally. Evangelos Malios. Catherine Susan Lehman. William Brian Mankiewicz. Victoria Rose Loria. Anthony Robert Marchioni. Erin Nicole Mahoney. Timothy Paul Matheson. Sophia Renee Mamet. David Edward Mayhew. Paige Elizabeth Manning. Brendan Leo McCarthy.
Vamos, Tigers!
Bryce Patrick McDonough. Caroline Lynn Markley. Sean Patrick McIntyre. Matthew Paul Mullaney. Jacqueline Ann Messerschmidt. Sorry about that. Jessica Catherine Martin. James Joseph Meehan IV. Olivia Dorothy McIlarney Gross. Jason Michael Messerschmidt. Grace Irene McAlpine. Jacob M. Metcalf. Kelsey Elizabeth McNamara. John James Milano. Anne Marie McNeese. Nathan Stanley Moore. Lily Andrea McNeese. Spencer James Moorcroft. Catherine Marie McNeil. Kevin Garrett Moriarty. Faye Alexandra Meehan. Griffin Robert Mudge. Brianna Ann Melchionda. Cullen Michael Mulkern. Matthew Paul Mullaney. Jacqueline Ann Messersmith. Brett Edmund Mulvihill. Shelby Hewitt Mills. Oscar Wolf Munt. Eva Montalto. Wiley Ernest Nerger. Madeline Montgomery. Mansur Nasrallah. Lily Eileen Morrison. Jordan Drake Newell. Megan Eileen Murphy. Rowan Manon Noel. Rachel Julia Murphy. Evan Pierce O'Kane. Ellen Natalie Nerger. Colin Michael O'Connor. Remy Ann Nyland. Trey Francis O'Connor. Lauren Elizabeth O'Callahan. Jack Edward O'Donnell. Brooke Ashley O'Leary. Emmett Thomas O'Gara. Sarah Lucille Parent. Maximilian Jean Olson. Amelia Ray Parsons. Jason Edward Osis. Maria Rose Padell. Jack Michael Padden. Caitlin Ann Phelps. Ian Edward Peck. Jacqueline Luann Picard. Nico Lawrence Pellegrini. Julia Elizabeth Pitts. Richard Wayne Perquette III. Cecilia Elizabeth Pompeo. Logan Michael Perry. Maria Catherine Ramos. Jack David Pesco. Anna Grace Robinson. David Joseph Peterson. Madeline William Robinson. Justin Matthew Petrillo. Amelia Elizabeth Pundis Round Dealer. Ethan Zachary Phelps. Tia Caitlin Rusk. Cedric William Phillips. Amanda Marie Russo. Daniel James Pierce. Abigail Jo Sanborn. Paul William Porteroni. Kylie Elizabeth Saracino. Colin Alcott Reardon. Cassidy Olivia Sargent. Jonah Philip Rowell. Holly Lauren Scheiber. Michael Edmund Serino. Kayla Marie Sheehy. Samuel Mitchell Shea. Callie M. Skojek. Tyler Patrick Slate. Sarah Quinn Sleeper. Alec Vito Cepitelli Spano. Lauren McCrae Smith. Nicholas William Stephen. Michaela Hope Snyder. Ivy Spiliakos. Jocelyn K. Staffier. Oliver Patrick Stafford. Grace Rose Stephen. Patrick Edward Stanton. Jessica Elizabeth Stappen. Daniel Wilbur Stratton. Minnie Webster Stevenson. Daniel P. Sullivan. Kaylee Ann Sullivan. Owen George Sullivan. Elizabeth Kelly Sweeney. Ryan Parker Sullivan. Erin Kathleen Sweeney. Sean Michael Suzio. Lindsay May Tierney. Cameron Tedford Manas. Erin Beth Tilden. Christopher Thomas. Callie Elizabeth Todd. Jeffrey John Thomas. Abigail Christine Trodden. Brody Michael Tilden. Sean Dennis Tobin. Olivia Lee Valianti. Nicholas Francis Violanti. Elizabeth Ann Viola. Ethan Frederick Walker. Phoebe Francis Weinberg. Michael Joseph Walsh. Abigail Rose White. Thomas Carl Walton. Megan Elizabeth Wilner. Eamon Quinn Washburn. Celia Grace Wistany. Colby James Weber. Joshua James Webster. Matthew Allen Winter. Benjamin Allen Watson. Michael Pidd Wright. James Nathan Zawalik.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of the class of 2020. And concert choir come down to share a final musical piece, Landslide, under the direction of Mrs. Vautour. Again, our senior concert choir and Marshallers, please join us on the field. our senior choir members. Let's give them a round of applause. That's one virtual rehearsal. Well done, guys. Outstanding. Graduates of the class of 2020, please rise. We're going to wait for your classmates to get back in their seats. We are so proud of you and all your accomplishments. And you will go and make a difference in our world. And we need you to do that. We are so proud of all your accomplishments. Well done. Can we give them a well done? At this time, graduates, move your tassel from right to left, signifying that you officially are a graduate of Marshfield High School. Let's leave those hats, all right? Let's leave them. Marshall, ready the lines for the recessional. Families, please remain on the field and in your seats until our graduates have left the stadium. Our graduates will leave to the stadium, proceed to the fields that they started from, where they will receive a gift from Grad Night Live. Parents, then you can exit through the gate that you entered through, and our graduates will meet you at your car. As they recess, the class has chosen I Lived by One Republic and Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac as their recessional songs. One more time, the Marshfield High School graduate class of 2020. Thank you, and God bless.
You need to